Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Monique, and I'm on a financial health journey to create an inheritance for the generations to come. And I want to do that through consistency and discipline. Today, we are here to do a budget check-in for the first week of this particular pay cycle. My weeks run from a Friday to a Thursday. Today is Thursday, February the 15th, and I will post this on tomorrow on the 16th. So I am going to go ahead and close out this variable expense week now because I will be leaving to go out of town on tomorrow. That's the first thing. The second thing, I don't anticipate spending any money. My plan is to cook tonight. Tonight is some stewed tomatoes and some sausage and over some rice and some other things that my daughter came up with as far as we cook. She loves stewed tomatoes. I actually do too. I'm from the country, honey. But with that said, that's my plan to cook. But I did just find out she has a chorus event that she has to stay after school for. She'll be there until 7. So if we end up eating out and just grabbing something to eat, because I'm not sure how long we'll be out, they don't always end on time. So if we're out later than that and I don't have time to cook, then I may get something to eat, but I'll get it out of the rollover envelope that I have. So I can tell you that with the weekly budget check-in that we're going to do, I have saved some money. I did not spend all of the money I had allocated to myself. Okay. And then also, with that, I'm also going to do a mid-month goal check-in just to make sure that I am staying on track for the goals that I had set for the month of February. So those are the things that we're going to cover today, and I am going to do my best to get it done in 15 to 20 minutes so that I can bring my times down. You guys tend to like videos around 8-9 minutes for me, so I'm going to try and get to around that 15-minute mark. So there you go. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and sit it over to the side. I'm going to go here now, and I do want to give a quick little shout out to Miss Planning Serenity. So if you guys follow her, then you know she is a digital planner, and she likes to create little scenes, etc. And I can't do a whole spread, right? I can't. That's a lot. That's gonna be a lot for sis girl. So, but I'm gonna come in a little bit more. There you go. I think you guys can see it now. So I'm going to come in. Yeah. So I think you guys can see it now. So anyway, I created my own little scene. This is different for me, but I thought it was pretty cool. So in each of these are just like separate little pictures or whatever on top of a particular scene. But I found 3 different ladies here, here, and here. And they all are on different journeys. But they're all still going forward, right? So they're all still facing forward. They're all still moving forward. And so I just thought it was kind of, when I did it, I was like, you know what? This is me, because this is what I talk about all the time. For anyone who has liked or commented on any of my videos, and especially those that have chosen to subscribe, I truly started this as a way to hold myself accountable, but I understand, recognize, and appreciate the community as a whole. You know, we all are on a similar journey, but we all got different paths going there. So if you're rocking with me on this journey, thank you. So I did want to give her a quick little plug out. I am trying to build my own scenes, girl. But also it just felt like it was very familiar to me with this journey that I'm on from a budgeting standpoint. So there you go. We're also going to talk through really quickly what has cleared. So for the most part, for February, the February 9th check, and I'm going to turn this way and come in a little bit more. There you go. You should be able to see that. Alrighty, so we've had most of the stuff to clear that needed to clear. Lawn treatment was good. You'll notice here I've got an additional expense, and can I come in a little bit more? There you go. So you'll notice here I've got a couple of more expenses on here that I did not have before. So let's talk about that real quick. So this says AppleCare DB. So one of the things that I found out is that I gave my daughter my old iPad. It was an iPad 7th generation when I moved to the mini. And up until now, she's been saying little things to me. She'll say stuff like, well, there's only one thing she's talked about. On the 7th generation, it's so slow. I can't even download Apple Music to use it on here. And that's why she kind of decided to move to Spotify. But if I hear that as a mom, I'm like, okay, well, you'll be all right. You know, basically, like, I don't care nothing about that. You don't have to have Apple Music on your iPad. But on Monday, we're at the bus stop and she was like, Mom, I really need another iPad, I think. She was like, this one is cool, but it's not letting me do what I need to do. And I said, well, I don't care anything about, Apple Music. Who cares about that? She was like, no, not just that. Like, I can't, there are some things that they have, that they upload on ClassLink for us to use, especially in my AP history class. And I had to get paper copies to use because I can't upload that ClassLink with the information. And I said, well, now, why didn't you tell me that before? She was like, well, I told you it was slow. And I was like, but you made Apple Music the priority, not AP history the priority. If you told me that AP history you can't do your work, then I got you. I don't care nothing about Apple Music. So I ended up ordering her an iPad. The money is coming from her dad. We did just go with the 9th generation, not the 10th generation. We went with Wi-Fi only access. We went with the 64 gigs. So that price was only $249. I went ahead and covered the cost out of my emergency fund. He is aware and he will be giving me the money back for that. But we did go ahead and make that purchase. And so there was Apple Care that I now have established, and that's going to happen on the 13th of every month. So that first Apple Care is for my 7th generation. This Apple Care is for her 9th generation that she has. I now have my 7th generation back. It seems to be working fine for me. But I know I don't use as many things or apps that she uses. So I'll be using that as soon as it gets updated with GoodNotes so that the two are syncing together. I'm having a struggle with that. I think the planner that I use is way too large and it is having a difficulty in syncing between the two in the GoodNotes app. But as soon as that's established, I'll be using the larger one for my videos. I'm still rocking with the mini for everyday use because it's portable and I can put it in my bag. But I am keeping both of those Apple Care insurances on those. You'll also notice here cloud storage, and that one shows, and that's a new charge as well because I have to use iCloud storage in order to sync the two together. And so that's another cost that I'm now assuming. It's only $1. I don't have a lot of storage that I need. And so we have added that to the list as well. And then also, you'll notice here, Spotify has been added. We took off Apple Music. She did want to move to Spotify. So we now have that. And of course, on the day that I have the majority of my bills that need to be covered on that, on that day is the day that she would sign up to have Spotify. So we do have that one that we've got to add here as well. And then one of the things that I did report to you guys before was that I have car insurance, and that's automatically deducted from my paycheck. That car insurance I will see an increase in that for the paycheck that I am going to receive on the 23rd. So that is also something that I needed to account for. And in fact, let me come out really quickly. This video is already going to be longer than I anticipated, but let me cover those things really quickly here on my big grid, on my monthly view. Y'all, I'm doing this again. I'm telling y'all now, this right here has been a game changer for me. So let me mark off here. Verizon did clear, so that one's already done. AT&T is gone. Apple Care, the first one is gone. The Apple Care for DB, you see I wrote that in already. And I'll go in just a tad bit more so you can see that. So I did write that one in as well for her, the iCloud, having that added here as well. Lawn treatment is done. That one's done. I paid water and trash. They haven't come out yet, so I'm going to leave those there. The chorus trip payment, we're actually going to make it on the 26th. So she's out of school this week. So we're going to make that payment on the 26th. I've already talked to the instructor about that one. And then the only other thing was here. So the car insurance is increasing. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's increasing by $15.53. And that's okay, because I'm going to be able to absorb that into the amount of money that's already going into my variable expense account. So I actually had about $517, $518, depending on how they charge taxes, going into that variable expense account, not $500. And so this pretty much absorbs, this $15.53 is pretty much absorbed by that overage that was there that I wasn't counting before now. So I'm not too stressed out about the fact that the car insurance is going up. And then the only other thing, let's get this angled better, GoDaddy. So I have two different websites that lead to my jewelry page, my side hustle that I have in Etsy. And so right now I've got that documented down. Don't know if I'm going to keep these two websites or not, but I did go ahead and document that down. I did not have that before, and I do need to account for that. So those are the changes that are made here. The reason why I'm taking some time and writing all of these in on this February 1, even as there are new bills that are coming up, is because my plan is going to be to use this when I get ready to do my March. It'll make it a lot easier. And then all of these new ones like this Apple Care, this iCloud, those are all going to be items that I can transfer over very easily to March. And so that's the reason why I'm writing all of this stuff in. And I will definitely do another monthly review or monthly overview for that March stuff. Okay. All right. So then that was the other one. Next, let us go to my February goals. Where are those at? Here we go. All right, February goals. So the first goal is no spend. And for my no spend, I am pretty much on track. So I want to get 10 no spends. I'll go in a little bit more. So I want to get 10 no spends. And I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm 7 in. I'm 7 in at the mid-month mark. So I am on track to hit those 10 days, and that is awesome. For my other goals, juicing. So one of the things I wanted to make sure I was doing was juicing 3 to 4 times a week. And I haven't gotten my juice yet for Thursday. I did skip Wednesday. I haven't got my juice yet for Thursday, but I definitely hit my goal for the first week of February. I think I will hit, I have all of the stuff, I just have to make it. So I think I will hit my goals for week 2 as well. So I'm kind of like on track for juicing. I would have liked to be able to mark off Wednesday and Thursday for this week, but it is what it is. I'm close. Next is ASL, and these are really more like habit trackers than necessarily goals, I guess, with the way that I'm doing it, but it's all good. So ASL, I am learning to interpret church services for the deaf and hearing impaired community. And so one of the things that I've tasked myself with is learning how to interpret Bible verses and try to do a Bible verse every day. I wanted to hit every weekday. I did 4 days in February. I'm at 3 right now, and probably will hit 4 for this second week. So I'm averaging about 4 days instead of 5 days. So I'm okay on that one, but I am still pressing forward on that as well. And then reading my Bible every day. So what I do is just pretty much circle. Every time I read a new chapter, I circle a number here. So this one doesn't necessarily match up specifically with the day itself. So February 16th, this is just showing that I've read 16 chapters so far. So I am pretty close to being on target for that one, or pretty much on target for that one as well. So those are my mid-month February goals, and those have been reviewed. Next, we will go to my Finance Pal, and we'll talk about our envelopes for variable expense envelopes. Hey, there you go. All right, so here we are. Let's start with groceries. So for groceries, I stuffed $160. So I did give myself a little bit more money this time, right? So I stuffed $160, and I spent $24 at Publix. And that's what happens when my broke best friends go to Publix with me. We just went there. We were supposed to be picking up one thing, I think a half a gallon of milk or something like that. And then everybody ended up getting their food from there that we ate that particular day. Then I went to Kroger. These are on there. And that was $124. I went back to Kroger and got another something there. And I think that was me getting a piece of cake or a cinnamon bun or something for Super Bowl. That was Super Bowl for the Super Bowl. And now I have about $7 left. So I spent $153, it looks like, for groceries. Next, for gas, only had to get gas one time. It was for $34. And so I have $6 remaining from gas. Next is spending. Oh, let me tell you guys something that happened for gas. So I saw a debit on my account for $25 in Chase, and it said ATM error was what was listed there, and it freaked me out. I contacted Chase and I said, what is really going on here? Why are y'all taking $25 out of my account? I did not have an ATM error. I have all of my receipts from when I go to the ATM. Put my money back. And they said, no, it wasn't really for an ATM error. When they researched it, it was that this money that I spent on January the 20th at Circle K, something happened to the actual debit transaction and it did not go through fully. So it ended up being canceled. At that point, Circle K sends a note to us and asks us to pretty much give them a check. I've never had this happen before. When she gave me the date of January the 20th, I was able to look down my Chase statement. While she was on the phone, I saw where I did not see that $25 charge, but because I had documented and had written down all of the expenses, I was able to come here and say, yeah, I did spend $25 on the 20th. So that makes sense. So they went ahead and took the money out. I stopped fussing and we're good. But I did want to add that as a plug for a reason why tracking your expenses will help you in the long run, because I could not figure out why they were taking $25 out of my account. So there you go. Spending, I stuffed $50. I haven't spent anything. Okay. So we're good on the spending. All of that money is going to be either rolled over or sent to savings fund, to savings challenges. And then home, I spent $22 out of my 30 at Walmart. Okay. So that's how all of those align. When I go back to my budget here, I have all of those amounts written in. Okay. So for week one, there you go. For week one, for all four of these expenses, I gave myself or allotted myself $280. 34 went to gas, 153 to groceries, 0 in spend, and then 22 was spent in home. So let's add all of those up together. Let's put that over there and get in frame. There you go. So 34, 153, and 22 equals 209. So I spent $209. And let's subtract that from 280, and that's 71. So I should have $71 available to roll over. Since I'm dealing with cash, I know I have change, but I don't really count it. And I'm going to check. Maybe that's where that other dollar is, because I have $70. Oh, let's put it here. All right. So I'm documenting here that there's $70 that I'm going to roll over from week one into my next paycheck period, either to use as savings challenges or that I'm going to use for my rollover in my cash envelopes. So let us go here and we'll come back out. There you go. And let's go here, and she has kept me on task. Every time I open this up, she's like, girl, what you doing? What you trying to do? You spending any money? And it worked for the most part. Now, it did not work on Super Bowl. I spent all of this. So I had some, I don't know how much was in there. It really doesn't matter because it's all gone. I spent whatever was in here for Super Bowl Sunday, and that's what I used to get all of our fixings that we needed for Super Bowl here. So all of that money is gone. I have not spent any of my rollover that I have for gas, but that will be going this weekend because I am on my way out of town. And then miscellaneous is spending, and that's for next week, additional monies for next week, so that I can cover the cost of some fun things that we want to do. All right, so let's go on in here in my packet and let's see how much money I have. I'm sure this is, I'm almost positive this is $70. 20, 40. Excuse me, 45.50, 55.60, 65.70. There you go. That's $70. And like the last time, let me check now for change. And I do. I have change. I'm not going to tell you it's $1, but I am going to tell you I got some change. That may be close to $1. Yep. There you go. All right. And all of that is going to go into my tower. Let's go ahead and pull that out. And pennies. 1 nickel. 1 dime. And then, oh, got another penny. There you go. And let's stick that back. All right, so let's see what we're talking about as far as money that we're going to allot. I'm not going to put anything in groceries. For this next week, I have $150 for groceries, and I'm going to be out of town Friday through Monday, so that should cut down on the amount of groceries that I need anyway. So any overage that I have that I'm not going to put towards savings challenges that I actually want to put in here for my rollover is going to go into gas, and it's going to go into spending. So for gas I spent $34, so I had $6 left over. I'm just going to take you know what? I was going to take just $5 and put it in here under gas, but I think it's always going to be a lot to get this off because I took that little white thing off again. Let's see how much I have in gas. 20, 30, 40, 45, 50. I'll say 50. Let's just stay with 50. All right. So I took the $5 from gas. I had 6. I took 5 from gas, and I am going to roll it over into my rollover. And this is going to help with gas travel this weekend. Miscellaneous for spending. I did not spend anything, so I should have 25 that's available. So I'm going to take 20 and 5. And now I've got 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 67. And this will go a long way into helping me. I'm going to fold it on this end. It's going to go a long way into helping me fund our fun activities for next week. So there you go. And that is it. That leaves me with, I had $70. And that leaves me with 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So 40 is getting rolled over into my savings challenges. So let's put that in there. Close that up and stick that over to the side. All right, I think that is it. I covered our bi-weekly budget. We talked about our calendar. We put our money over, rollover money over, savings challenge money over, and I covered my mid-month goals. And so I think we are good. All right, that's it. Thanks, everybody, for your time. You guys have a good one.